Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss why you shouldn't worry about being over 524. So I'm currently over Chase's 524, and the card that I added to my wallet that put me over 524 isn't some super special card that many people talk about. In fact, this is probably a card that if you thought about 10 cards in your head that I may have applied for, you probably wouldn't even be able to guess which one it is. Go ahead, take a guess. It was the Hawaiian Airlines personal card issued by Barclays. Now, some people recently got this card due to the merger between Alaskan Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines, and they see this as being a nice backdoor way into getting themselves some more Alaskan Airlines miles. Now, I don't think that's a bad reason to get this card, but that wasn't necessarily the reason why I did. You see, I'm all about getting good and easy to hit offers. So if there is an offer that is good, even with a program like Hawaiian Airlines, that isn't one that I've even redeemed miles with before, I have helped other people redeem miles with Hawaiian Airlines, so I am familiar with their program. I'm good at making things work with what I have. The worst that could come from me getting this card is that I get a trip over to Hawaii, or I get myself Alaska miles sometime later on in the future. But if I was to ask the question in a Facebook group, or maybe even on the YouTube community tab, if I should get this card while being at 424, most people would say don't do it because I'm gonna end up locking myself out of being able to get Chase cards. If you've watched any of my videos before, you probably know that I love Chase Ultimate Reward points. They're my favorite point currency and I value them the most. But I already have quite a few Chase cards, and if I'm not able to get myself a Chase card in the next year, I'll be okay. Now you may be wondering, well, how good was this offer for this Hawaiian Airlines card? Pretty much meaning, well, what am I willing to take to put myself over Chase's 524? The answer is 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles for just one single purchase. I used this card for parking, spent $1, and was given 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles. Now this card does have a $99 annual fee, but for pretty much $100, I was given 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles, which I see as being a steal of a deal. I'm currently working on the minimum spend for another welcome offer, being my Marriott business card issued by American Express. So when I saw that Hawaiian Airlines was offering 70,000 miles for little to no effort, I thought this was a no-brainer to take. And if you're wondering, well, what can 70,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles do? For 40,000 Hawaiian Airlines miles, you can get yourself a business class flight over to Hawaii. So if someone told you that for $100, you can get a business class flight over to Hawaii, wouldn't you take that? I did, and I'm happy I did, even though I don't currently have plans to go over to Hawaii, but at least I know now that it is an option. However, some of you may be thinking, well, from getting this card, now you've lost out on the option of getting yourself Chase cards for a little bit, which I accept. This isn't the first time I've been over 524. And I don't think people should really worry about 524 unless you are someone who is brand new to the game and has either very few or no Chase cards. But if you're someone who's been in the game for some time and has accumulated many points and miles, I think that you're being fearful of 524 really doesn't make any sense. I decided to make this video because I was reading in a Facebook group where someone got an 80,000 American Airlines welcome offer for the American Airlines City $99 annual fee card. And almost everyone in the Facebook group was telling them that since they're at 424, they shouldn't get this card. And all I was thinking was, why are so many people telling this person not to get this card just because this person's at 424? This doesn't make any sense. American Airline miles are probably the most powerful miles in the game. Getting 80,000 miles as the welcome offer is a solid deal. If you are not taking that offer because you are fearful of hitting 524, then you are losing out. Chase Ultimate Reward points are great, but there is more to the game than getting yourself Chase credit cards and earning Ultimate Reward points. Chase doesn't even have the best welcome offers. There are multiple American Express cards where I can get over 100,000 points as the welcome offer. And I know quite a few people who don't want to hit 524 are thinking, well, we're going to lose out on Hyatt. And listen, I am a Hyatt fanboy and I recommend Hyatt properties all the time on this channel. But there are more hotels out there than just Hyatt hotels. You still have Hilton, which is really good, you have Marriott, and you have a Casa properties through Wyndham. Before I applied for the Marriott business card, I applied for one of the Hilton personal cards and realized that I'm in pop-up jail with American Express on the personal side. So I said, okay, American Express doesn't want me getting one of their cards, I'll get the Hawaiian Barclays card instead. One of the big things that the 524 people need to understand is, unless you get approved for 5 personal cards this month, you are not 2 years away from getting another Chase card. You're 2 years away from the date of the card that ends your 524. For me, I'm going to be under 524 in May. And since I'm working on the minimum spend for this Marriott business card, I don't see myself getting any other cards for the remainder of the year. Unless there ends up being another card that pops up where it's just another single purchase for many, many miles, then that could end up happening. But chances are, I'm only going to be locked out from getting Chase cards for like a half of a year, which is absolutely nothing. Now, some people who are chasing welcome offers may not want to wait that long, but in the world of getting business credit cards, I many times forget that 524 even exists. And usually, I'm going after business credit cards. Not just because they don't affect 524, but they typically end up having better welcome offers connected to them. If you are someone who isn't bonus chasing, then you should have no fear of 524. If you are someone who is bonus chasing, then you should have no fear of 524 because there are so many other options for bonuses outside of Chase. For example, you could get yourself the Aviator Red Card, the Air France credit card, or the Avianca credit card. All of these cards are issued by different banks. All of these cards are partnered with different airline alliances, and all of these cards have a welcome offer that can take you somewhere that you want to in the world in luxury. I'm very curious, and I wonder about these people who are so strict about staying under 524. Which Chase card are you fearful about missing out on? Is it the Aeroplan card, the United card, the IHG card, or are you fearful about missing out on one of the cards that earn Chase Ultimate Reward points? If this ends up being the case, why haven't you already gotten one of these cards? Now, you may just want the option to get one of these cards, which, okay, I can understand that, but which one of these cards are you thinking that you want to get the option for? Is it that you want to have some of the Ultimate Rewards earning cards to use through Chase's travel portal? If that ends up being the case, look at a card like the Altitude Reserve card, which in my opinion, if you're going to be using Chase's travel portal, then having the Altitude Reserve card will probably end up being a better fit for you than either the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. If we're talking about redeeming your Chase Ultimate Reward points with their transfer partners, Southwest isn't going to give you good value. United has devalued their program into oblivion, and except for Hyatt and a few other programs that you wouldn't want to transfer to anyways because it ends up giving you poor value to do that, there ends up being nothing unique about Chase Ultimate Reward points because all of their other partners overlap with many other bank programs. Another question that I have for people who are strict with 524, how many Chase cards are you planning on getting in 1 year? Again, if you are someone who doesn't want a ton of cards but does want a certain Chase card, then get the Chase card that you want. If you're someone who does want a ton of cards and looks at many Chase cards that you want to get, you have to understand that there's only so many Chase cards that you can get or so much credit that Chase is going to issue to you before they stop approving you for new cards. If you have a roadmap on which cards you want to get and you're trying to be really strategic with it, especially if you have a certain trip planned out, then I completely understand why you would try to stay under 524 for your specific strategy. But if you're under 524 because everyone says that you need to be under 524, seriously ask yourself the question, how bad would it be if you hit 524? Last year, after applying 3 times over the course of 2 years, I finally got approved for the Capital One Venture X card. This put me at 524. And then when I got under 524, I applied for and got approved for the Chase Ink Unlimited card. And then a few months later, since the Ink Unlimited card doesn't add to the 524, I also got approved for the Aeroplan card, which put me at 524. I recently dropped under 524 again, saw the elevated offer for the Hawaiian Airlines card, applied for it, got approved, and now I'm back at 524. I'm not going to miss out on much before the time I drop again below 524. Could I miss out on an elevated offer for the Chase Sapphire Preferred? Sure. But how much is this offer going to be elevated? 20,000 additional points? 40,000 additional points? As compared to all the other card offers that I can end up getting, that isn't that big. We all know that the 524 rule exists. You need to ask yourself the question of, what is your strategy in the points and miles game? If your strategy is to earn a ton of points, then it doesn't make much sense to stay at 3 or 424. I understand not wanting to lose out on the opportunities of getting yourself Chase cards, but worrying about 524 makes you lose out on way more opportunities than you even realize. I do love Chase Ultimate Reward points, but if you're going to ask me whether I'd rather have Chase Ultimate Reward points or all the other points from every other bank, sorry Chase, I'm going to go with the other banks. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts about 524? Do you try to stay under it for as long as you can, or are you someone who does not worry about 524? Now, if you haven't been interested in any cards, check out my links in the description box down below. If you do decide to use my links, it does really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. If you happen to have any questions, you can also drop those in the comment section down below. I'll do the best I can to answer it. If you happen to realize this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.